And yeah, we are not holding back. We are giving you the sauce. All right. So with that being said, just pretty much waiting for people to let me know what they're looking for. I'm actually in a Bitcoin trade right now. And yeah, we are winning winners. So yeah, let me know. Let me know. Your boy got his little snacky snacks and his water. Just pretty much waiting for requests to come in. It's a high intensity call. There's a lot going on. Yeah, we ain't got no time to waste. So without further ado, just gonna introduce those who don't know me. My name is Jay. You can call me Jay Willie, Jason. Some people even call me J Dubs. It's all good in the hood. Um, but yeah, so basically, what I've been doing over the last couple of years is really building my expertise in a couple of fundamental areas of technical analysis, which is, obviously a little bit of a little play on words. But I started building a foundation in, just basic understanding of trend lines. I mean, Bitcoin's literally ever growing right in front of us. We're currently at 1.28R on this trade. And yeah, I mean, the team's been in this for a while. It's kind of taken us up and down, but you're getting access to actual live trades that are going on, right? So sometimes, because of just challenges in Canada, we have to actually trade on another platform. But as a demonstration, I show it on TradingView as well. Just little small things for living up north. But with that being said, yeah, for the last 3 years, I've been building a very strong base in Elliott Wave, as well as trend lines, Fibonacci, and somewhat we call the Fibonacci secrets, related to how the sequence works in extensions, in the other 7 or 8 fib tools that most people are not even aware exists. Um, and yeah, also too, clearly harmonics. And so one thing that I've been blessed, generally speaking, to be highly sought after for is my understanding of harmonics. So personally, a little bit about me, if you're new to the stream. Um, by trade, if you would call that, I worked in communications marketing, and I'm an artist, right? So I actually draw. I can draw, and I can also do all those things. But one of the things that kind of piqued my interest with harmonics was that it actually gave people an understanding of the visuals, right? Like, what are the visuals attached to trading? Okay, so let's start from like a fresh kind of, how would you say it, a fresh canvas. I want to talk about Ethereum while we wait for some people to drop their requests. Don't be shy. Um, so yeah, it's been a while. I've honestly, I treat Ethereum like, yeah, like a really bad friend. I kind of just show up for patties and drinks. But yeah, so basically with Ethereum, I just kind of had Ethereum on ice. It's just not exciting to me. And the reason why, I'll just kind of give you my backstory on why I find ETH boring, is because, okay, I use Bitcoin, ultimately, like, as a hedge against like high risk leverage trades. And like, so it's like, why would I play with ETH, which is like the intermediate? But for those that are interested in ETH, um, what I will say is I think it's actually a good idea, just saying, right? That your boy goes through ETH today, right? So let me know in the chat if you have any objections. Gamma, I feel like we did do Gamma, no? Oh, you know what it is? I actually did Gamma, and then, yeah, I didn't even bring it up because, oh yeah, the call ended. I did it after the call. I'll show you the chart. Let me pull up the Gamma chart here for a moment. I honestly don't think I looked at Gamma since. So let me pull that up. Yeah, I know I did the Gamma chart. Just one moment, please. Yeah, so I looked at what was it called? Unibot. Unibot's like right in the zone right now. So that's like to me on a high time frame, like it's like what are you actually waiting for? Like if anybody saw last stream, like and you didn't make any actions or preparations, like you're sleeping. You just straight sleeping. So just give me a moment. I'm gonna see if I can find my gamma chart because I know I did this markup. Interesting. It's saying it doesn't exist. Okay. All right. Well, maybe I didn't do it. That's so weird. I feel like I did. I'll find it. So we are gonna do gamma. The first thing I just want to do is kind of get ETH off my chest. I've just been neglecting it. I don't know if you saw that earlier, Neil. I was sharing my take on ETH and how I think it's kind of like the boring intermediate cousin. It's kind of like, how would I describe ETH? It's like, yeah, it's just like the boring person in the family. And to me, it's boring. But the thing that ETH has to its advantage is kind of its, I guess, the underpinning of the NFT space between ETH and Solana. Do I think Solana is gonna thwart ETH eventually? I don't know. Like Solana is bringing in a lot of money through the meme space. Like call it what it is. Um, but is that long lived? But like ETH has a lot of like institutional interest. Yo, 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 Peter, what's up? So Peter, you're my witness, man. Like we've been in ETH for a while, but like Peter, you can, I don't know, the people on TradingView can't see, but like how often do I talk about ETH? Probably like once every 3 months. Like I just have no interest in it. However, I'm going to let you know what I think ETH is up to. Okay, cool. So, um, ETH actually just hit my D point of my harmonic pattern. So, whoop de doo, we did about 154%, which is honestly kind of a boring number. I know that sounds like odd, but if you've seen like the kind of results that we've been pushing out, I'll put out a report probably like at the end of the bull run. Just because, like, yeah, I work really hard on researching projects and stuff. And then, yeah, I feel like, just kind of a duty to my team. So I'll put out maybe a report at the end of like November of next year. And then I'll just kind of like show what was accomplished, which is pretty cool. And it's all like verifiable. And hopefully some people buy nice things with all of their gains. Hint, hint. So with that being said, kind of working on like what is ETH actually doing right now. And so ETH is potentially, and let me know if you guys can see. So I'm going to move this screen over because I remember they kind of have my head as 60% of the screen on TradingView. I don't know how to change that setting, so it's not me. But either way, fun fact: TradingView has stated that they're kind of switching how they're going to do these calls. So I'll keep you guys in the loop as they kind of inform us creators. Um, is that what they're calling us? But yeah, you won't see me doing any weird dancing online. I'll be generally whatever platform I'll ever be on. It'll be definitely about trading um, for the most part. But if you see me swimming around, you know what's up. But anyways, what I think is going to happen here is ETH is going to possibly come into this imbalance, which conveniently is like tucked right below the 382. So I know I keep like mentioning that like buy that we had on September 11th, but like the more I'm looking at it, like I just want to be very clear. I actually literally think that was the beginning of the end. Like I don't know if you guys understand. Like I was explaining this to somebody today. I was explaining it to Josh. I was just like, I don't think people fully grasp what happened. Banks can now buy Bitcoin. I I don't know if that's fully registered. This is what like the BTC community was waiting for over a decade. And it happened and I don't think it's fully like I don't think it's registered. But when it hits, the problem is it's going to be too late for most people. And that's honestly like why I'm so passionate about doing these calls on Sunday because I really don't want anybody to miss this. Like whether you're on my team or you're on these streams, I'm trying to get people paid, baby. So, anyways, this is what I think ETH is gonna do. Um, like, could it go to an extremo mode? Yeah, but I don't think it's going to. That's just my personal opinion. I think it's going to just come in, close some sort of imbalance, and then just take off. But I'm talking more to spot right now. Like so, spot trading is for those individuals who are trying to buy to potentially hold till like the end of a bull run or something like that. So I mean, I don't really have huge targets for ETH, but if we were to get into give or take like the 5684 area, this would be a good start for me to start getting bullish. I just have maybe my concerns with ETH have more to do with like the actual team and then the like kind of like the tech behind it and the gas fees. I just think there's better options and I think people are smart and won't allow themselves to pay like 30% gas fees for NFTs ever again. Like it was cool before, but I remember almost buying like a Zion like signed NFT and like the gas fee was like more than the item and it was like this is stupid. Sorry, I just say things like as they are. But people actually did this and they bought $1 million ETH rocks that honestly I can design right now on Photoshop in front of you guys and sell you for, you know, a hot 3,000, just a little light 3,000. Just give me one ETH. It's fair. But anyways, that's kind of what I have for ETH. I just have them closing this imbalance. I don't know where this B point lands. Um, yo, sorry, I had to go in on that. Don't hate me for not being the biggest fan of NFTs, but it's like it's kind of like a a tailor seeing like somebody, say that Nike has the best craftsmanship. It just wouldn't make sense, right? So either way, yeah. So I would actually look if I was trying to get back into ETH, either at one of these two zones. I don't think this is really important anymore. I think it's like imperative to just try to get yourself back in. And these are the two zones. Like you're literally looking at the same chart. This is one thing like I don't think people fully like understand sometimes. Like when I come on these streams, I'm not like I've been on streams with like, different creators and like they give you like a chart and it never looks like the chart that like they post on their Instagram or their Twitter or whatever. And what I mean is that they kind of like hold back. I don't have to hold back. All this stuff, I want it to be like public. I want this ish public so that it's like you can actually look back and say, yeah, this guy actually said, oh shoot, if I get in here, that I can possibly get this. And so all this would be, just if you're wondering, is what is referred to as a shark pattern. And this would not be the best thing for you, to be honest, because it would basically wipe everybody out. Like, this is when you see those crazy, like, oh my gosh, right? Like, scenarios. So I might adjust this for you. Because again, this is spot, right? So spot trading is more about getting your bag in, right? It's not about being perfect. It's about positioning yourself. So there's about 4 different styles of trading. I'll kind of go over those real quick. It's kind of one of the first lessons that I give students. But one of the first things you should always know is that there really are about 4 styles. So number one being, of course, scalping, which pretty much everybody on Instagram scalps. Okay, so number two is what is called like intraday. So intraday is like generally speaking like positions that you hold over the course of a session, maybe like over a 3 hour period. So like a whole New York session AM, you would maybe hold a trade for that entire setup. Some would argue that a scalp is still within that period, but tomato, tomato. I'm not here to deliberate on that. This is actually really cool. Sorry, by the way, it landed right in the box that it made about, I don't know, a month ago. Anyways, and then there's swing trading, which I personally love, which is where you kind of really strategically get yourself in a position, which we did down here back in October, and then you just let it rip to an indefinite or definite timeline and price, right? And then the last one is more like big money, which is more of like positional trading. So a positional trade is where you're kind of like averaging in. So when you hear people say DCA, right? Um, yeah, like that's more positional trading. So recently, on-chain analysis showed that, and it could be like internal wallets like flipping money around, but about $3 billion just changed hands for BTC in the last like about, I think it's going on about 40 hours. Guys, like $3 billion. It's not a huge amount of money. It's also not a small amount of money. Like we're talking like a good chunk of BTC was bought and sold on exchange, and who knows what else is happening like offline. What am I getting at? I'm getting at the fact that they know what I'm showing you, and that the markets maybe could correct and it could just take off, right? But yeah, this is what I have for ETH, and I'm sticking beside her. And if we come down here, listen, if you get involved down here again, you're a legend, because historically that higher low, whatever happens, you're not getting another chance. I'll stand beside that. Unless there's some sort of like crypto meltdown, which is always possible like every 5 seconds. But understand that realistically, if you break below the 1500 mark, that's it. Like it's a wrap, right? And so I can't increase the risk to reward on that. Sorry. So yeah, if you get in here, like right off of this sweep here, that's it. You're a legend. Like I don't want to promise you anything, but I'll just tell you this. Like literally statistically, if you get the higher low after some form of a crash per se, right? Hint hint, March 20. If you get the higher low of that first impulse, you're in. That's it. Because there are people that bought $100 ETH. Yeah, I'm one of them, but I didn't keep it. I didn't know what it was. I was like, what's this ETH? Anyways, I had 8 or more. Yeah. So don't do that. Don't sell your ETH. If you get ETH below this number, please don't sell your ETH. Just tell them that Jason said don't sell your ETH. Okay? Blame it on me. All right, cool. So what are we talking about in terms of um like what would this look like? Because there's a lot of people who are like, just show me the bag. So basically, you'd be talking about potentially a 288% return. And like that would not be unfounded. These are not exact. It's just like for me, there's a lot up in the air with Ethereum, but there's also a small chance that it doesn't stop. So I want to show you what that would look like if you don't mind. And then we're gonna go over Gamma, and I'll check the chat. LOL sold 10 ETH for yo. We're lit. Yo, I love that. Look at that in the chat. Sold 10 ETH for a house, baby. Yo, that's what's up. See that these are the kind of stories that we need to hear. Even if he's a Duramite is the other side of the GTA. We still respect him. We still respect him. But yeah, that's lit, Neil. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. See that home ownership life. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. How would you like to pay, Solana? We outside. Okay. You're not supposed to get excited with trading. Yeah, shut up. Okay. Everybody who says that is really just a boring person, or really they probably are very eccentric off screen. So yeah, literally, if this thing does not stop, there is a reason why this zone is really spicy for me. Maybe I'll do it on a clean chart. It'll be easier. Let me send you this chart. But just know that this zone here, I love that story. I have a few students that should be doing something cool. I'll say that because the CRA be tweaking in the comments. How much did you say you made last week? Anyways, I live in Gestapo land, so I need to be quiet. Anyways, I just show percentages. That's it. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. That's a song we should play for the CRA. Anybody got that track? Anyways, so long story short, this is the price, literally like mathematically, that ETH will hit no matter what, in my opinion. Now, I can add some more confluence with a clean chart. So let me just be super modest, because I know there's like always that one person in the comments like, you said it was going to 5.2, 5.70, and it only went, and then they'll just complain about everything. Listen, man, this is a free call. Leave me alone. Okay. So I'm going to just, I'm just going to tighten it up. just in case there's that one weirdo, there's always that one person trolling. He said it was going to 6,000 and it only went to 5,984. Anyways, I'm always coming for those people. I love them, actually. They need a hug. So, what am I doing here? I'm minimizing my expectations for y'all. And just so that, I overestimate. Or, sorry, I underestimate and over deliver, baby. It's kind of my motto when it comes to these like swing trades. I'd rather like show you a lower number and then it blows past it and you're like, whoa, bro. But yeah, it's better than thinking you're going to buy a Lambo. I don't think anybody's buying a Lambo off of ETH unless they have millions of dollars parked in this already. Um, so yeah, basically this is what I'm going to give you. These are really, really modest numbers in my opinion. And then I'm going to show you a slightly more aggressive idea for ETH. All right, so how we tracking so far? Any other requests? Pete Mesquite, I'm checking in the chat. I just saw some flames. Let me know. I'm pretty amped right now. I will tell you, I will take a snack break. Your boy needs to eat. I ain't no little small chicken. So might take a little light snack. I got my brownies. Okay, so I'm not gonna look at Kraken. Whoa, yeah. So that's not the broker of the year. Let's see what we have here. Gemini. I didn't even know they were still in business. Okay, so let's just kind of like look at ETH from a yearly standpoint, real quick. And then what I'm gonna do here, and it'll be a little bit clearer in a moment, is I'm just going to kind of give you like a high time frame analysis on ETH, and you'll understand that I do this like systematically with any asset, even assets that I've traded for years. I will still break down from top down, right? And so I did not know this when I started trading, but this is the habit of like those big like iconic traders like the Paul Tudor Jones and the Jesse Livermores, and not so much Tom Hugard, but Dr. David Paul for sure. Top down analysis is like really what takes you, I believe, into a different world. You kind of put your brain into the world of market makers as opposed to market participants. So most people are not taught how to do this. And so as a result, they're kind of left in the dark when price kind of just takes off on them, right? So it's not to say that ETH is going to do this. I'm just playing with a very light idea here. And honestly, nothing's impossible in digital currency. If you've been around for more than one cycle, you've seen some things that literally were told that, okay, that's completely never going to happen, and it does. So I don't think that ETH is going to come down here. I'm just trying to kind of plot this right now. So remember, this is a yearly chart, and I'm going to kind of just make some adjustments here. I don't think it's going to work as per a harmonic. I think it's going to work more from the standpoint of an Elliott wave. Ooh, we're going to touch some Elliott wave today. So drop a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard of or ever kind of experienced a kind of breakdown on Elliott wave. I just want to see something. Usually, most people have not, nor some people even say they don't like it, or Some people love it. The waiver community obviously loves it. But the reality is that Elliott wave is actually personally what got me through the bear market, or I probably wouldn't even be doing this. And so the reality is, once I was able to understand, okay, like what was going on around me, um, I was able to understand that it was more, this is important, jewel of the day. Trading is more a factor of time than it is of skill. Let me explain. There's a lot of people with a lot of skill that are impatient. Jeez. So if they don't hit XYZ target, like it's usually like very, very aggressive, they will literally quit, or they'll over leverage to kind of accelerate that process. And 95% of the time, or not 95, but let's say in the low 80% of the times, it will result in massive loss. So why do I say that? Trading being a factor of your management of time is also relating to your perception of time. Like, how long can you wait to be world class at something? This is a real question. Like, how long did Usain Bolt wait to become the best in the world? And this is why I always, so this is a hard question. How long can you wait to be world class at something? Meaning you're literally like the best at this, or one of the best in the world at XYZ. It's a real question. I'm asking a question. How long can you wait? I don't know if there's a harmonics cup, but I would take it. I would do it. I would do it live for the world to see. I'm serious. Because I understand what the work is that's happening at 5:30, and I'm serious. It's 5:30 in the morning. How many articles do you read a day? How many videos do you watch to get better at what you do? How much deliberate effort? It's 10,000 hours. Wrong. It's the creator of that quote actually corrected Stephen Covey, or Covey, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. And he said, incorrect. It's actually 10,000 hours of deliberate effort. How many hours have you spent doing just the Elliott wave? How many hours have you spent researching new projects? These are the things that make you better, right? Making deliberate efforts. Anywho, enough of the long talking. So, okay, all right. Let me go through this. So, real quick. So, why did ETH stop right on this line? Yeah, the market is completely random, guys. No, it's not. They lied to you. ETH stopped right on the 3272. So, I'm just saying, I'm not promising anything. But just hypothetically speaking, right? I've explained this several times that the market is generally attracted to, almost like, you can kind of research this, but more often than not, will almost always hit a 1618, 188. Okay? So I'm serious about what I'm showing you guys. I don't have to do this, but I want to show you something. Now that I'm looking at this, ETH is likely going to hit 8550.15. I don't even like ETH. It's not about my feelings. I'm just saying. I got like 200 other projects that I'd rather be in. But I know there's some ETH lovers. And I need to explain to you, my team knows I don't question the math anymore. Maybe first year I'd be like, I don't know. Bruh. And I seen it 100 times plus 100. I'm not fighting this. ETH is getting ready to chase that's 1618. You dig? I don't have questions that ETH can get up here. The scary part is when people doubt what digital currency can do. And so the problem is they start shorting right now. You might be in a short right now. Not on my stream. I already tried. Listen, I tried BTC. I already said it. I said it publicly. I put the disclaimer. I said I sold BTC at 38. She gave me about 700 pips and then slapped me. And she said, there's your BE. Then I sold her again. I got my 1,000 pips. I thought I was a G. I came back. And then she slapped me. She said, did I not tell you, boy? I'm going up. And I said, listen, I'm done. Why am I selling? Why am I fighting with Belinda? By the way, that's our name. Should we be saying all that, Peter? But yeah, Belinda's the nickname for BTC in our group. We got a nickname for every one of these pairs. But yeah, like, stop fighting with Belinda. She way bigger than you. She's way bigger than you. You're not gonna win. I hate to say it. You're gonna listen, there's gonna be some random flash crash and you're gonna feel like a genius, and I get it. But now is not the time to be looking down. Am I wrong? Neil, talk to them, man. Is now the time to be looking down in the beginning of a bull run? Is this the time to be putting your resources towards short-term future shorts? Maybe if you can get a little bag off of it, but you're probably gonna get wrecked. And you could find, you can say, this guy doesn't know, fam, I'm gonna sell it, I'm gonna be a genius. Listen, heard that conversation about, 40 times in the last 3 weeks. So I'm just saying, ETH has a love box right here, and it's gonna hit it. It just keeps hitting all my targets. I'm honestly ignoring ETH. I don't even look at it. The other day, I just sold some ETH to put it into some other project, and I was like, where did this come from? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm just ignoring it, but it's doing its due. So anyways, this is what I think is going to happen to ETH. Expect a big fat candle to show up, and don't say nobody told you. And yeah, follow for more. Very, very simple analysis. I don't think you're ever going to see a simpler chart on ETH. Yes, you're welcome. Okay, so yeah, just know that these two zones here, these two lines, just expected to get hit. The bots don't care about what the experts are saying online. They don't care. I was reading an article today about some new strategy to find the top of BTC, and I was like, dude, your strategy already got broken. Wasn't a knock on the creator, but it's just even if I draw these things, and it goes to 20,000, I don't flipping care. At least I wasn't trying to, spend all my money shorting it, right? But like I said, if you get into this yearly candle, because nothing's come into this, but obviously that would be next year. Anything in this body, I don't think anything's coming here, to be honest. But if something comes into this body, out of there. Okay? So that's my take on ETH, and I'm sticking beside it. And even though it says January 26, I'm really saying November 2025. Okay, I don't need to put all that there. All right, cool. So let's look at Gamma, and let's make sure that we take care of that. Any questions on ETH? And I just realized that I forgot to drop the ETH chart in the chat. I'm going to drop this in the VIP as well. And I'm going to also drop the other guy. Sorry, there's like 20 windows open here. Okay, cool. So now we're going to look at Gamma. And we're going to kind of walk it through and break down what we're doing with Gamma. Yeah, I'm positive I marked this up. Yeah, I did mark this up. Okay, cool. So I guess I just saved it. So yeah, basically I have Gamma getting ready to blow up right now. Neil, is that about what you had too? Like, I feel like this is just getting ready to blow people's faces off. In a very happy way. So I'll just double check if Neil's there. But yeah, so with respect to Gamma, whoa, can we expect a dip before it takes off? Perry Endu, what's up? Casey, what's good? Yeah, so Periandu, if you look at the chart, not sure when you hopped on the call, but there is a baby little retracement. I'll go back to ETH. Gamma this is like, in my opinion, a hard buy. Yeah, it's just like if the RSI gets like south of 40 on the weekly, like, and you're not a part of this, listen, I'm kind of open book. Listen, don't cry to me if Neil buys a Lambo off of Gamma. I'm just drinking my water. But yeah, so let's go back to ETH for Periandu. Let me know if I said your name right. I have lots of friends from like India and Pakistan and Sri Lanka, and I'm pretty good with enunciation. But help me, my sister or brother. All right, so that's Gamma. Gamma's like a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. And I think even when you look at on the 1 hour, Gamma is just accumulating, right? Like, so like people who are in the know that this thing is gonna blow. You did? I didn't mean to make that rhyme. Um, but yeah, this looks like it wants to take off. Like whenever you see this like coiling action here and like random like wicks, yeah, this thing is gonna blow, right? Because these are like buy orders and sell orders switching hands, and then every once in a while a whale shows up and says, "I need 1,000,000," right? And it just pops up like, "Whoa, calm down. We can't be showing them. We can't be showing them our hand," is what these whales are thinking. So they're averaging in with their bots, right? These are front running bots trying to average in. Oh, you want to buy it? Okay, I'm going to buy before you. It's really like, honestly, trading is like the playground when you were a kid, right? Oh, you want to race me? And then you would just trip the guy. But anyways, maybe we only did that in Scarborough. All right, cool. So, yeah, this thing is that's way oversold. But it's just a matter of time, and the problem is that a lot of traders struggle with foresight. So I'm going to show this chart, and I'm going to be like, yeah, I think you should possibly get involved. Again, it's not financial advice. Don't sell your dog to get in any of these projects. But listen, like something is sold off 90%. Like, why are we even talking? Not to say that it doesn't have some more downside, but one of the things with my charts is I actually gave you the downside setup too. Like, so come on. Like, who is doing this? Most people are like, okay, guys, let's buy Floki at $700. Like, people are chasing tops right now. And it's actually, I want to talk about this. So I want you to understand your current trading is mainly a function of your perception of time. I said it earlier in the call. I'm going to say it again. A lot of people are basing where they are at based on, their current living situations, whether good or bad. And they're saying, okay, I'm not as good as blank, blank, blank. Listen, you don't know the backstory on some of those individuals. You don't know if they're being funded by other entities. But the other factor that is huge is this. When you see professional traders, quote unquote, or these big gurus, understand that you need to pay more attention to the RR, or the percentage gain on their trades. Why? Because if you base it on, oh my God, Q just made 500 racks on US 30, right? Which was an awesome trade this past summer. I congratulated him on it, right? But did you have $150,000 to put into your trading account? No. Do you own multiple other businesses that were allowing you to casually trade with $150,000? No. Should you be upset that he made that? Absolutely not. You should be ecstatic because it tells you that you can do it. But what people don't understand, I hope I'm looking into the camera. I hope I'm hitting you in your heart. You don't want me to hit you in real life. Nah, bro. Okay? But I'm hitting you with force right now with my lemon water in my hand. Stop comparing yourself. Jeez. Because all you need to do is grow your capital. See, I'm going to preach on you. It says in the Bible, you should just mind your own business and work with your hands. It literally means focus on what you're able to do, not what Jilly Bean Bobby over there is doing, right? You don't know if he's trading with daddy's money. You don't know if he's trading with mommy's money. You don't know if he's trading with drug money. Let's call it what it is. We keeping it trill here. So you got to understand that your job is to focus on percentages. So the thing that I was looking at when I watched Q, and I talk about it because the first time that I saw somebody literally live make $500,000 and not be trading with like hundreds of millions of dollars. That's a pretty good feat. And I realized, okay, I was looking at it at 500,000, but what I should have been looking at it like as about 3.2 R. That's all. He just wanted 3.2 R. Every new trader I know has the ability to do 3.2 R. But you know what? Listen, somebody write in the comment, what is stopping them from being excited about their 3.2 R? Somebody write this in the comments. Please, if you're listening to me, I ain't going to say nothing until somebody writes an answer. What is stopping them from being excited about their 3.2 R? I'm waiting for an answer. Somebody tell me. I'll go back to ETH in the meanwhile. Why are people not excited with their 3.2 R, but they're excited to watch like a celebrity trader or something make that $100,000, $50,000, $500,000 trade? Capital, exactly, Peter. So your issue is not just your perception of time and your patience. Your issue is your capital. And if you can be honest with yourself and pay more close attention, not just to the guy or the gal's Ferrari or Lambo, pay attention to what they're trading with. Bro, there's a lot of people that are only averaging 0.8 R, but they're averaging 0.8 R on $1 million accounts. So it looks awesome. So your issue is your capital. Your other issue is discipline. Jeez. Listen, if you were wondering what's holding you back, I just showed you. It's your perception of time, right? Perception of time, and it's your capital, and it's your discipline. Straight up. That's it. Why nobody just said this to me when I started? I don't know. They probably said it in 16 other different ways, and I wasn't listening. But I'm just saying, like, that straight up. Calm down. Think about this in like a marathon. I've seen so many people come and go. It's life, baby. I love it. People get weak. I eat it up. Winners, they love that stuff. You ever seen a marathon when the guy's running and then you can see that guy like kind of like and then he gets like, watch his eyes. Watch the guy that's trailing, like the quote unquote runner up. That's actually the lead leg. He lets the guy run in front of him and he's like, I love it. I'm just waiting, and then he overtakes him. That's me. Not in like, maybe not in running in real life, but in mindset. I love that stuff. Get weak. But don't be that guy or gal on purpose. Anyways, so with ETH, what do I think is going to play out? I stated earlier that I think there's a possibility of ETH possibly coming into like a 50% retracement. And that's like at best. So I made the statement earlier that I believe that our harmonic pattern from basically mid-October has already like commenced, and if you're lucky, you'll get down into these parts. But it's already hit its first retracement level, and it bounced very hard. So that's not the greatest sign for the bears. The only thing that I can actually do to help you in terms of like clarity on what I think is going to play out. And go ahead and drop in the comments what else you want to see. I saw a request come in from Casey. So we are going to review that. Rex, I believe, or Kex. But yeah, so basically with ETH, like honestly, if you got 2,500, I think you're very fortunate. I don't know if you get this, but if you did, that would be excellent. So yeah, man, like or lady, I'm not sure how you identify, but basically, what I am gonna say to you is just imagine a world where ETH is quietly setting up a possible harmonic pattern. And so it would look kind of like this, and it would shake everybody out. We have some GDP news that would be the only real excuse that I have to kind of say that, yeah, this will be the shakeout news or something like that. So yeah, ETH is looking like it wants to start heading up. So hit the 50. It could do something like this. This is like the absolute extreme scenario that you could kind of prep yourself for. So Periendu, let me know if I got your name right. Yeah, so this would be the extreme scenario. 2417. I'm not telling you to limit anything, but I'm also going to say you could if you wanted to. Because this will happen probably really fast. And the secret to whales is they put their orders in with the buy orders. So they like will create like a forced sell situation, and then the buy will happen immediately after. Follow for more. That was a jewel. If you caught it, you caught it. If you didn't, you're gonna have to watch the reruns, buds. So this would be my sniper trade. Like this would be a snipe, right? Like I would just, if I like, I could get back in deep, to be honest with you. it's not like a guarantee. There's no guarantees in trading. But I could say there's a lot of confluence with ETH just starting to walk up, and we already looked at that on the high time frame analysis of ETH. And again, all of my analysis is, it's my opinion or however you want to put it. But at the end of the day, it's based on math, right? So where this is a little bit different than a lot of the stuff that you'll see like online is I actually have like logical reasons why I'm buying or why I'm holding. It's not like it's kind of scary like for those that know what I'm doing. Like why does this line up with this? Like anyways. Yeah, it's like the market is clearly controlled in my opinion. Um but is if you can read the language of the market, which I now feel like I'm becoming connected with, you just understand why they're doing what they're doing. Yeah, like I honestly hadn't looked at this chart for almost 1 month. Since I did the reel on ETH, I haven't looked at this chart. I don't think. Maybe once. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave that update for you. If you can get this buy, that would be phenomenal for you. Like 2417 ish. Stop at 2020 or sorry 2002. That would be like, in my opinion, like legend status. But do I know if they're going to do some sort of nasty like vertical crash? I don't know that. But I would say that if you get in this zone, you'll be happy long term. You'll still have like a potential, what is that, 3 hour trade all the way up to potentially like 4 or 5 hour. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of my take on ETH. We are gonna actually touch on KEX, I believe it's called. Oh, you got my name okay. Not exact, but close. Jeez. All right, all right, all right. Okay, Perry Andrew, do you have any requests? We're gonna go over KEX, McKEX, KEX. All right. Never heard of this. I'm assuming it's a stock. Or is it a digital currency? I think it's a stock. Let me check the chat. All right. Still, um, yeah, so this is not the same thing. I don't think. Kex. Kirby. Oh, Kirby. Kirby vacuums? Okay. So is this Kirby vacuums, Casey? It looks like Kirby vacuums. All right. So this is going to be an interesting one. Sheesh. Ooh. All right. Right off the bat, I can see a massive liquidity sweep that's going to happen. So I think for like the first time ever, I'm actually interested in buying this thing because I can see what they're getting. Like it's so odd, but most people have never ever seen a chart like this. Um, like they don't even know that you can go this high on the time frames. And I think that's intentional. Unfortunately, industry is shrouded in a lot of misinformation, and one of them is that you're really only able to make income on low time frames. That's a farce, for sure, right? Some of my best charts come from monthly time frames. All right, so right off the bat, this is what I'd be looking at, Kex, um, aka Kirby vacuums. And what I'm going to do here is go ahead and break this down. So now that's what I'd be doing for the 12-month. I'm not going to update the chat with each step. It's a lot of work. Okay. because it's like 3 different chats. Shout out to the YouTube gang. I love you. But I got some charts in my face right now. So we have sell side liquidity here. And yeah, like it's just so obvious what they're getting ready to do. But I'm going to kind of keep silent. And yes, I can see like relative equal lows all throughout here. But this is kind of what I'm going to do on a more simplified chart. So mind you, we're still on a 12-month, and I'm charting this up. Yeah, that's kind of triggering for some people, but it's all good. So let me explain the buy side that's very obvious that they're going to sweep. So they want this and they want that. They want it all. They're getting ready to eat it up. And so the reason why I'm very confident on that is that there is actually a harmonic pattern that's playing out. And so what do you know? I know, Peter, you already knew this was going to happen, right? You came into that 618 zone, wicked right out of there in the OT. Oh, your boy knows ICT too. We're out here, right? So for the Fibonacci gang, you would more call that your golden mean. And for the ICT crowd, they would refer to this sort of 618 to the, or 62 to the 79 as the OTE, optimum trade entry. You gotta stay versatile, baby. So this is why I'm like, oh, it's just very obvious what they're getting ready to do. So for once, Casey, I'm possibly in agreement. It takes a lot. Okay? So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. Sisters and brothers. Okay? So that's kind of what we're looking at. Now, remember, trading is a function of time. Right? Ooh, haven't heard that one in a while, right? So this would be the time that this trade began. They've been working hard on this since 1976, right? Listen, apparently Kirby vacuums last forever. So it's a decent company. It has a very good track record. I just know that from the sales industry, like Kirby is very well respected. So it's more of like a sentimental analysis. It doesn't really have to relate to the chart. Okay, so this is where I would have this guy coming down to. But it wouldn't get there until 2037. And I know right now somebody's like, what the heck? How? Listen, yeah, I'd have to explain that on a one-on-one, how Fibonacci time works. But yes, you can time your trades. Mind-blowing, right? So I am making it look like really casual, but there's a lot of things that I'm calculating in my mind. But we'll leave that for another time. And so it's also easier to just write these numbers in. So 175.32. And these are like in an extremo scenario. Okay, cool. So I basically drawn what I believe this guy is getting ready to do. And so I want you to understand that stocks are going to be pumping at the same time that digital currency is. So just be aware of that. You're welcome. I'm not asking. I'm just saying. They should be like growing at the same time. All right, and they should be retracing at the same time. This could also happen very quickly if it does. Just putting that out there, okay? All right, so with that being said, the last piece that I want to do to refine this trade is inside we have this bearish harmonic pattern playing out. I'm just going to move the screen over a little bit. And what would you know? See, folks, this is why, listen, you got to stop playing with the math. The math ain't playing with you. Listen, why does the 188 fib time line up with the drawing and the same timeline that I said the bull run's happening? Like, it's happening right now, whether you believe it or not. But the bull run's finishing at the end of this yearly candle. I'm kind of done explaining that. I done said it. Honestly, if you were on the stream in the last like 4 weeks, you could have caught 30,000 pips, but I'll just leave it there. Anyways, so 134.45, and then this is an extreme target. If we get there, I'm going to give you the extremo target. So there's a small pattern and there's a big pattern. And honestly, if these lines are overwhelming, don't worry. I'm just trying to get to an answer right now. So it looks like I already did. I was pretty close. All right, so you want to make sure these are on point because the market, the bots don't miss. You do. I said that before. I'll say it again. The bots don't miss. You do. And all that means is that the bots don't have feelings. Yes, they are made by humans, but like I said before, I know some mathematicians, and they're very boring, regimented people. Okay? So this is kind of like the highest target I would give. Could it go farther? Yeah, it could, but I don't really think so. Okay, so now we have math on our side, and we also have time on our side. We're literally invincible at this point. I'm going to save this chart. This chart just looks too clean. Oh, you didn't know I did stocks like this? Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah. Okay, we're going to eat it up. Okay, so now, boom. What do we do right now? We just made a whole masterpiece. So we have a zone now where we have two patterns that are going to be completing. So I would call these my maybe second to last and last TP. So many jewels are being dropped. Just get your bag open when Big Papa's talking. So now, boom, we have a play, we have a time, and we got time and price, baby, yeah. So now all we need to do is catch a nice hot retracement right off the skillet, right? And why do we want to catch retracements? Because we don't want to chase price. We don't want to chase it. We see the liquidity sweeps. It's very obvious. It's very obvious. This is definitely a bullish trade. Okay? So now we're going to go through. Oh, you can't see the chart? Can you still not see it? I had to move it over. It's just this weird thing with the stream. You should be able to see it right now. Let me know. I'll just pause to make sure that y'all can see. Let me know if you can see the chart. It's weird. Why isn't that? Oh shoot, my bad. Oh my gosh. Lord! Why did you let me do that? Okay. Sorry about that. See, for whatever reason, TradingView only allows me to share one tab at a time. And I had the gamma chart open. My bad. So let me just show you what I had made a whole masterpiece. The Zoom crowd's laughing because they saw the whole thing. Damn. Shoot. Sorry about that. So this is basically what I was making when I was talking. So this is basically what we're getting ready to do on Kirby Vacuum. So yeah, don't laugh too hard, Peter. All right. So with that being said, let me know if you can see the chat now, or the chart now. But Kirby Vacuum's getting ready to do this. So I'll send that as well in the chat. So Casey and Periandu, if you can let me know that you can see the chat, I'd appreciate that. All right, awesome. So now, basically what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of highlight what's coming up next. Now that we looked at the yearly, let's drop it down. We're going to go all the way down to a daily time frame. And we're going to try to get an understanding of how we can get involved in this trade. So right now it looks as if Kirby it's on its way up, yes, but it just made a very strong impulse, and it probably needs a little bit of a cool off. So just bear with me here. I'm going to actually and if there's ever like technical issues or like a chart is not clear, or like for whatever reason, just like let me know right away. And I'll try to resolve it. Okay, perfect. So yeah, Kirby is looking really good right now. Okay, excellent. So now what's playing out here is that Kirby is actually getting ready to go right into this imbalance here. So yeah, literally it shouldn't stop right now. Just gonna make sure this is on the most extreme setup possible, but it should end up looking like this. Yeah, so just one moment. I just want to make sure. Ooh, okay, yeah. So Kirby's got some upside. Okay, perfect. So Kirby can either like just wick above here and retrace, or it's actually going to just head right into this imbalance. Or the most extreme thing it's going to do is literally come right up to the 131.93 level. So this would be your third last TP, sorry. This is a really big trade. I wish you caught it earlier though. All right, so all of these are based on like again, math. So the math is mathing on Kirby. It looks good. It looks really good. Now, what am I doing here? I'm creating the confluence for the whole setup. And so now this trade just went from like a 6 or 7 to like an 8. the biggest thing is going to be catching some of the potential retracements that I show you. So one function is, hey, I don't really care. I just want to get involved. And then the other function is like, hey, I want to get in, but I don't have FOMO. So FOMO is that fear of missing out that a lot of traders struggle with. Even myself, honestly, like in the last 2 weeks, with all the economic news, I felt like I was fighting for a lot of my trades as opposed to waiting for them. And like I experienced some loss. Like it was up a lot at the beginning of the month. And honestly, something said just like take it easy for the rest of the month. But I also know that, it's like kind of like, it's kind of a sport at some times. Like if you talk to somebody who's done something at a high level or does something at a high level on a regular basis, they have a hard time just like doing nothing. So that's kind of something personally for me. Like I don't tell you I'm perfect, but it's probably like the number one thing for me is like when you are doing like well, to just stop. Like it's weird, but if you have over 20 like percent up for the month, you should not be trading. Like you're good. It only takes 5 months well, not even, right? It only takes about 3.5 months at 20% to double your account. But if you try to do it all in 1 month, you're probably gonna like bring your account down to zero. Trust me. Been there, done it. So there's some imbalance that we could come in and clip. That's like I'm gonna give 3 attempts on this, but that's like ideally what you'd want to see, just like a small retracement, come into imbalance and take off. But what's another thing that could happen? And I'm just gonna check and make sure we can all see the chart. Another thing that could happen is we can just continue flying, right? But we have an issue, which is that whenever I see the price going vertical, I know a strong pullback is coming. Rare, right? So I don't buy on these strong quote unquote breakout trades unless I had a lot of confidence for it, which I don't because it's not a live market right now. But what I would do is look at the kind of setup that's playing out from this entire impulse up. I like that we broke. Looks like we're getting ready for a potential market structure shift. But after that, there should be a retracement. There should. But let's see where we are in terms of fibs here. It's quite awkward. I have to like literally trade on the right side of my screen for you guys to see the chart. But either way, do it for the gram. Okay, so yeah, like realistically, like now more that I see this, like I would love to grab this off of here, but I understand completely that we might not get it. What's the deepest thing I would expect them to do is to come down into these levels. We also have relative equal lows right at the 618. And so we're almost done here on stream, but I'll say this, that this would be like the earliest, if this didn't hold, like this kind of like aggressive higher target, I would just wait for it to come down to something like this. And then I would probably like limit, probably just put this like at 44. And I would limit like something down in this zone here because we had some relative equal lows in this zone here. And that's kind of like the bottom again of that OTE. And so I would actually like limit this guy. And this is an extreme like pullback scenario, which again I don't think they're getting because it's just so obvious what they're getting ready to do. It's really just a matter of time, right? So that's what I have for Kex there. Um, so drop in the comments if anybody has any questions before we head out. But we have two scenarios. One is a 5.7 to 1. One is a 8.07 to 1. And frankly speaking, if you were to get this entry down here, it's a 25 to 1. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. This is a pretty solid trade. Ideally, we want to see an imbalance fill. I understand if you're like, I'm just going to take it, but just know it's probably going to still end up back here. Just saying. So even if it comes up here, it's probably coming right back here. Just putting that out there. Yeah, so let me check. I didn't see any questions. Gonna go ahead and drop this in the chat. So remember 3 things, guys. Trading is a function of time and your perception of time. That also has to do with like forgiving yourself and being more patient with your psychology and its development. It's also a function of your capital. Listen, it's like, yeah, like there's some guy that like flipped his account from 20 bucks to 50K, but there's like one guy that's done that I've seen do that without bots and without like shady techniques. And that's amazing. But are you going to base your living off of trying to build $20 into 50K? And there's probably like maybe a few hundred human beings that have ever done that. Why don't you go and get some more capital and get some more skills, right? But actually dab some extra patience on there. And then the last part is the discipline, which even I'm saying I need to work on, right? Because listen, I was up. Thank you, I appreciate that. Remember, guys, drop a like or hit that rocket button on TradingView. It does actually help to boost the channel. But yeah, just last statement, just understand like it's a function of your discipline. I'll be honest with you. Like outside of digital currency and all the wild things that I'm doing there and the team is doing, I was up like my stats are pretty public on my team, but it was up like 26% on the first 2 weeks of the month. I should have stopped trading, but I didn't, and now I'm kind of playing catch up on some of like the retracement of that target getting smashed like in the first 10 days. So I'm still up over 10%, but I'm saying I could literally be up like 26% and have chilled for like the last 2 weeks. Sometimes you need to take a trading vacation. So your homework, I'm leaving you with homework, is do you need to take a trading vacation? Are you up super heavy or are you down a lot? And maybe you need to read some books. Maybe you need to go on YouTube. Maybe you need a coach, right, to accelerate your growth. Or maybe you just need to chill and go work at Wendy's for a bit. Some people need a vacation. And what that means is mainly not the last. Maybe it's usually you need to just stop yourself from over trading and over leveraging. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. Have a great week. Trade smart. And yeah, all the best. Take care. Peace.